weekend obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. We've got the visiting team and the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. We've got Mr. Clutch, a dude out there with Edwards. And it's Mr. Clutch, and it's the Cobra in at the 5 down low. On the clock. And that one, no good to start him off on the night. Edwards defending. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. There's Mr. Clutch. Passes it to Edwards. Here's Mr. Clutch, defended by Jones. Good work defensively by Jones. We're about 1 minute into the first. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Over the taller defender. This is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
And let's give him some credit. He read the situation well. He created some space, and he delivered.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Cloak loose. Rebounded by Bailey. Over to the wing. Wide open. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Mr. Clutch. Now the pass to Mr. Clutch to the left side wing. Here's Mr. Clutch. 6 on the shot clock. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Knocks it loose. Out to the right wing. Edwards passes to the Cobra. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the dude. Puts it up from 15. Scottie Pippen grabs the miss.
Oh, my God. They can't buy one. 0 for 4. Sometimes this happens.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. There's Mr. Clutch. Pass to the Cobra. And he banks in the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Here's Bailey. There's 1:47 left here in the first quarter. That one a little long.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Ramsey passes to Edwards. Here's the Cobra. Rebounded by Bailey.
Decent look from mid-range, but there may have been a better option for them in that set.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, and the size of Shrimp there makes it difficult on the D, really forcing them to have to foul on the way up.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw, no good. No good on the second free throw. And here's Edwards. Passes it to Mr. Clutch. Here's shake and bake. To the paint. Here's the Cobra. Back to Clark. Shoots the three. And unable to corral the miss, and it goes out of play. Three from the inbound. Traps in the tray. And it's all knotted up.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Now here's Henderson over Clark. Henderson, no good.
Very surprising. He gets the ball where he wants it in a decent matchup.
Here's Edwards. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. 19 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Now here's Henderson.
Tremendous box out. I love how he bodied up, held his ground, textbook, old school rebounding.
And there's the horn. We've seen some good defense on both sides, and the score is still close. The away team, they lead by 2. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
Edwards is out there with Clark. Then there's shake and bake, and it's Mr. Clutch, and it's the Cobra in at the 5, roaming the paint. Harris outside. Just 5 to shoot. A 3 ball. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. And the pass to Mr. Clutch. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Mr. Clutch has got 5 points so far. It's Henderson on the wing. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up on Monday, then on Friday.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
That free throw missing. And he ends up missing both free throws. We're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Shaken. That shot is off. Good work defensively by Jones. It's Jones on the wing. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
First one falls for him. So it's both teams making substitutions here. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Harris passes to Bailey. And here's the break. Here's the Cobra. Some solid defense from Harris.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. And there's a whistle. That goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be his second foul of the game.
His second foul in as many quarters. We'll see if he backs off or stays aggressive.
Scottie Pippen's checked in for Jermaine O'Neal. And the home team has possession. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. And there's a whistle. There's a foul. That's going to go on the dude. That's his first foul. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Here's Bailey. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Just 3 to shoot. Here's the 3. And it's blocked. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Edwards, he's checked in for shake and bake. Now Edwards. Pass to the dude. Here's Clark, defended by Jones. It's hauled in by Harris.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
Right side Jones. Out to Harris.
Yeah, that one put them over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. And the first one at the line is good.
Yeah, and Augmon there picking his spots well. Superb at using his body on both ends of the floor.
Benson, he's checked in for Edwards. He's off on the second. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 5. Here's the Cobra. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, these guys need to work together as a team, as a unit. Try and carve out some easy buckets.
Rain Man checked in for Benson. .152 left in the first half. Back to Harris. 6 to shoot. From deep. And Scottie Pippen the bucket on the assist from Harris. He has 5.
Not bad defense, but you give him an inch and he'll bury you.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 5. Pass to the Cobra. And that one is stuffed right through.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. Harris outside. It's good. This game is all even.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there is always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. Players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Here's the Cobra. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Bailey. No points in the game yet for him. That will count. And that one released in time, but no good. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Checking out the visiting team. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, the shooting accuracy was on point. It was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
Well, they had a strong perimeter game. See, Ernie, when this team executes from long range, those weapons spread out of defense. Coming out in the second half, if those shooters are hot, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. We're seeing a tremendous game here from the Cobra.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
Jones with it. And it's denied. There's Mr. Clutch. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. They've got Clark, the Cobra out there with the dude. And it's Mr. Clutch. And it's Mr. Clutch in at the 1.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right. And that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
Pass to Bailey. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. The pass to Clark. There's Mr. Clutch. Pass to the dude. There's Mr. Clutch, defended by Jones.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Here's Mr. Clutch. 5 points in the game. Jermaine O'Neal's checked in for Scottie Pippen. So it's the visitors now. Nothing yet for them in the third quarter. Shot clock at 6. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
This is his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Both good from the line that time. Here's the Cobra. He's got 10. Here's Mr. Clutch. 5 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. To the wing right side. It's stolen by Jones. To the inside. Banked in off the glass.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
For some reason, blocking out has become a lost art, and that's the result you'll get.
It's stolen by Jones. There's 1:54 left in the third. Out to the wing. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. Here's Mr. Clutch. He has 5.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Passes it to Ramsey. 6 to shoot. The 3. It's hauled in by Harris.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Over to the left wing. Here's Bailey. It doesn't go for him.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 5. Misses in close.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
3-pointer. Detlef Schrempf, and that's good. He has 5.
And Detlef is one of the best at filling it up from deep. Just possesses great height and that high release point.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Mr. Clutch. Inside. Ball stolen. To the paint. Here's Bailey. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Here's Mr. Clutch. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the home team holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. We'll return shortly. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Whatever the offense requires, that has to be your mindset. Always thinking team first.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Ramsey passes to the dude. And here's Edwards. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And that one misses. We've got the Cobra. Mr. Clutch out there with Mr. Clutch. And it's the dude, and it's Edwards. In at the 3, the small forward.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Now here is Harris. Edwards defending. Back to Harris. 5 on the clock. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
A lot of basketball comes down to recognizing mismatches and taking advantage of them like he did.
Pass to Edwards. Here's the Cobra. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. They get Jermaine O'Neal.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Jacks up a three, sinks the triple.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
There's Mr. Clutch. And there's the pass to Ramsey. And here's Edwards. Down low. Here's the Cobra.
This is what we talk about, value in each possession, avoiding those kinds of mistakes.
And so here's the home team. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. It's stolen by Edwards. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Throw good, Edwards.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
He's perfect from the line this time. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, these guys need to work together as a team, as a unit. Try and carve out some easy buckets.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well during the break I was able to catch the message the visiting team coach gave to his team. He said, this is where we make our move. This game's going to come down to big plays. Whichever team makes them is going to come out of here with the win. Kevin, we know what side he's on.
Thank you, David.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Right wing, pass to the Cobra. Here's Mr. Clutch. Drains it from 9 feet away. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And with this game closing in on the final buzzer, let's take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Jones with the bounce pass. The shot will not fall. Here's Mr. Clutch. Passes to Edwards. Picked off in midair. The finish. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And what started it all, terrific anticipation on the defensive end.
Most teams now are looking to play with pace. No better way to ignite the break than off a turnover.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Up top, Edwards. The pass to Ramsey. There's the three. Rebounded by Bailey. Bailey's got 4 rebounds in this game. Jones trying to get open. The ball's knocked loose. Here's Mr. Clutch. Pass to the dude. Now here's Edwards. The dude passes to Mr. Clutch. Shot clock at 5. Comes up empty down low. Mr. Clutch has got 3 of his 9 shots to fall. Harris outside. And Jones now atop the key. Pass to Bailey. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Now here's Edwards. Defense right on him. Not often you see him take that shot. There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Harris. Here's Bailey. It's blocked.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
And even if they make it, they need an immediate foul no matter who catches the ball.
Here's the dude. Shoots from the baseline. Got it. And now they trail by just 4.
Great player movement, great ball movement. That's fun to watch.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And the foul called on Edwards. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
Pippen simply put one of the best small forwards of all time. A defensive powerhouse and a fearless scorer.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
adding a little cushion to their advantage. Nice work at the line.
Guys, what's your take?
They need a quick basket here.
Not only do they need a bucket, they need a 3 just to give them any chance at all.
"16 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Mr. Clutch. Good!
Beautiful call that time up the floor. The hard screen frees him up for the bunny.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Clark. From deep three-point range, off target. And so the home crowd treated to a win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. See you later.